welcome you on this beautiful afternoon to Falcor Bay. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
Hi, Todd. Nice to be here with you.
And now it's time for the tale of the tape. Sugar Ray Leonard, 175 centimeters tall with a reach of 179. And he'll be facing Sugar Ray. It's the Pac-Man, the only boxer to hold world championships across 4 decades, the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s. He is forever one of the all-time greats.
I'm so excited for this fight. There is no nonsense here.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, presenting one of the all-time greats, the Hall of Fame legend of boxing, a 5-division champion of the world, Sugar Ray Leonard. Fighting out of the blue corner, from General Santos City in the Philippines, truly one of the all-time greats, boxing's first and only 8-division champion of the world, Manny PACMAN Pacquiao.
Well, I hope you brought your sunscreen. You're going to need it as we have our main event underneath the bright sunny sky.
All right, the heat of the crowd, the action, the noise, that carnival atmosphere. It's a lot to take in.
Under the bright lights here for this one, really good matchup, and we're hoping for a really good fight. And we're off and running between these two really accomplished fighters. Let's see how they come out. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Swing and a miss with that hook. Which fighter will say no mas? And of course, we fight outside today, Johnny, and that's going to put a little extra strain on both of these fighters' conditioning.
If you are on the losing side of this fight, and the heat is on, it's the worst place to be, so you've got to make sure you've prepped right for this. And right now, I'm looking at a fight that doesn't look like they're prepped right.
Nice counter. What you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. That hook doesn't score. Big hook. Good thing it didn't land. Incredible work rate. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. So much Sugar Ray in that last round. Well, this is the time that the train... There's the bell for round 2. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Seen this fighter in the past go 12 rounds and not have a mark on their face. That's what happens when you stick and move, you hit and you don't get hit.
This is what makes outside fighters so good. Their footwork is second to none. It's as fast as their hands.
They exchange punches. How about that time counter shot? Jab does not score. That counter shot lands. Sugar Ray's in trouble. Sugar Ray is down! I want to see that again, but from a different angle.
I've got to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come to me.
Well, they're back up now, but they've got to be cautious. Cannot afford to trade back now, can they, Johnny?
Some fighters, when this happens, this can be heartbreaking. Some fighters, it makes them angry. They want to get back into the mix again. I want to know, what sort of character are we looking at here?
Nice counter shot. Final 10 seconds here, unless we get some late drama. I think we all know who won this round. Talk about Leonard in that last round. What a huge momentum swing that's going to be, considering that round will be 10-8 after the knockdown. Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? They really got banged up last round. What can they do here to change the momentum?
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. That uppercut just missed. Swing and a miss with the jab. This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
That counter punch caught him clean. They need to be careful they don't pull it right there. Pacquiao there got clipped clean. They've avoided catastrophe there.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last one.
Get back out there.
Back at it in round 4. That round was complete domination. Let's see if we can shake things up here in this round.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Well done with that counter shot. Swing and a miss with the hook. His stamina is off the charts. I think it's safe to say one of these fighters certainly has a significant speed advantage. You can tell who it is.
Having so much speed, what happens to your opponent is you get cut to ribbons, and that's where the referee has to jump in and stop the fight. And you know this is going to happen, so you rush your work. You think, I've got to get him inside close round.
Real good back and forth between these two fighters.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
A perfect counter lands. And he scores with the counter. Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. himself out, though. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. I don't think we can truly appreciate what we saw unless we see it in slow motion.
Where did that come from?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you still want to fight.
Let's talk about Leonard in that last round. The corner. On to the 5th we go. It's been a nightmare so far. What can they do to turn this around?
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter is like a lamb to the slaughter.
His stamina is off the charts. Catch and shoot. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. What heart, what desire, but at what cost? Might want to think of holding on here for a minute. Johnny, you know there's a fine line between being aggressive and being too aggressive. How does he exploit that?
This is about ego. Get your ego in check, Todd, because if you fight a man that is used to doing this, he's confident and comfortable doing this, why are you giving him that chance to dance that dance? Step out of the way, box him, frustrate him, because if you let him get away with it, he close you down.
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. You've heard the old phrase, this might come down to who wants it more.
Be smart.
On to the 6th round. That 1-minute break surely wasn't enough for him to completely recover.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Holding nothing back here in the round. Swing and a miss for that jab. A lot of effort being exerted here. I've seen in the past from this fighter, they don't get concerned when they lose some of these earlier rounds because they know they've got that power that can strike at any moment.
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
Well, they're going deep into the gas tank on this round. This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. Throws the jab, it doesn't score. Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. Perfect counter shot. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao in that last round. Stamina is always...
Get out there.
Here we go, it's round 7. Let's see how much recovery they saw there in the last minute.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
Let me explain to you about a fast fight that's got hand speed and footwork. They're relaxed, they're confident, they know they just have the quick burst, boom! In a split second, they've let 4 shots go. Their footwork has got them out of the way. And these guys are so relaxed, and that's why they can maintain this all the way through a fight.
Is he going to punch himself out, though? Stamina is off the charts. Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It can all come down to who's in better shape.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. They've got to relax.
You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Manny Pacquiao. Round 8, and we're off again. How much do they have left in the tank after that last round?
What are they doing that round? Are they trying to get an early out? That's a lot of energy burst. They did 6 rounds in one. They're going to be absolutely shattered.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. When are we going to see a jab from these two? It's always fascinating to watch two good welterweights because they've got blurry hand speed and good power.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
The only fear you have with this fighter is has he punched himself out? Miss with that jab. You can see the heavy breathing, but that's not slowing him down. Both men step back for just a moment. Watch that again, replay, different angle.
Even I've got to see that again. Where did that come from?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Another win, another unanimous decision victory.
This is the last thing we expected. What a fight, what a style, what a pace to get a unanimous decision. That is mad. I didn't see that coming. I thought this would be tight. This is nowhere near tight.